The letter showed up on a Tuesday. Crisp white envelope, HOA letterhead, red notice of violation, stamped across the front like it was some kind of federal document. Inside was a list, 30 itemized complaints against my property. 30. My ranch had been standing on that land for 11 years before this HOA even existed. But none of that mattered to Darlene Whitcomb, because Darlene had just been elected to the HOA board. She had decided without any subtlety that my ranch did not belong in her vision of the neighborhood. What she didn't know, what she couldn't have known, was that I was the county's assistant director of development services. Every single permit she would ever need to renovate, expand, or improve her property, it crossed my desk first. She spent 4 months trying to bury me in paperwork. It took me one afternoon to return the favor. And if you've ever had a neighbor decide they have the power to make your life miserable, you are going to want to stay until the very end of this one. Make sure you're subscribed to HOA Justice Leagues, because we tell these stories every single week. And justice, it always shows up eventually. The first official letter arrived in February. It cited 2 violations: visible agricultural equipment stored near a shared boundary and fence height discrepancy on western elevation. I confirmed my property wasn't subject to their CC and Rs, and sent a polite certified letter back with a copy of my attorney's earlier opinion and my county parcel documentation attached. Over the next 3 months, 28 more violation notices arrived. I kept every single one in a binder. At least 9 of the violations they were citing didn't exist in their CC and Rs. Darlene appeared to be fabricating or misquoting sections. She had submitted an application to enclose her back patio, a significant structural addition, with a proposed roofline that required engineering review and a full site inspection. The setback measurements she submitted were off. Her contractor's license number had lapsed 8 months earlier, and the drainage impact statement was missing entirely. The HOA held their quarterly community meeting at the Saddleback Pines Clubhouse. I showed up. I sat in the back row. I had my binder. When she saw me walk in, something shifted in her expression. Just for a second, but she recovered quickly. I stood up, introduced myself by name, and explained clearly, calmly, and in complete sentences that my property predated the HOA's incorporation and was not subject to their CC&Rs. I said, I also want the board to be aware that I work for the county's Development Services Office and that I'm currently reviewing a permit application submitted by one of your board members. 3 other board members exchanged a look that said everything. That's when I found the easement issue. Her proposed enclosure, even with the corrected setbacks, extended approximately 18 inches into that easement. I signed it with my full title. Darlene never filed a 31st complaint. She resigned from the HOA board 3 months after the variance was approved. Drop it in the comments. What would you have done differently? Hit that like button, subscribe to HOA Justice Leagues, and come back next week, because we are just getting started, and the next one might be even better than this.